Hi, YouTube family. It's Daughter of the Most High. Hope you had a great weekend. I had a good weekend. Our weather was in the 40s, just about 40, which is actually pretty comfortable for me to walk my pups. And that's what I do on the weekend. I do have a desk job and I do group and that sort of thing, so I'm not very active during the week. But I'm always active when I have a day off. So, yeah. So that was a good weekend. We got some good weather ahead of us again, too. So I'm looking forward to that. We're moving into December this coming week, and we're still having pretty good temperatures. So I'm grateful. Oh, so grateful for that. I'm not a winter gal. I don't know what I was, why I was born in Minnesota. I seriously don't. So anyway, and I'm still here, but that's another story. So what happened is I got COVID. 3 weeks ago tonight, I began feeling symptoms. I began feeling fatigue. And I didn't think I was sick at that point. I thought I had just probably been doing too much. And because I don't rest enough. I work all week and then I do everything that I don't do during the week on the weekend, my other interests and stuff. So sometimes I do, I'm just busy too much. And so I thought that's what it was initially. Well, Monday when I woke up, and I was surprised because I really almost never or rarely get sick. And I was like getting ready and the whole thing, and I was like, I don't feel good. What's wrong with me? So I called in. I never call in. And yep, I had gotten COVID. And so I'm new at my job. And this was 3 weeks ago, and I've been there 10 weeks now. So that was about week 7. And so I assumed because I was home for several days and because I work, with clients and that kind of stuff, that I had better check to see if I have COVID. And I know those of us that are aware of what's going on in these end times, I never had any intention of getting tested. Well, I'm new at a job. I still need the job. And it's certainly not the snake bite. So I figured, well, I can do this, even though that wasn't, I never thought, hey, I'll do that if I need to, but I'm not doing the rest. I just figured I wouldn't do any of it. Well, so I got tested and I was positive. And I'll tell you a little bit about my experience because it was kind of unusual. It was kind of an unusual set of symptoms. So initially, I was exhausted and I slept and napped and slept, and I was so exhausted. And I had a headache the first couple of days, so I dealt with that too. And then I started getting some, like, I described it as somebody was building a campfire on my back. So I would get up in the morning and it would be like my mid back was on fire with pain. And it was so terrible. And I dealt with that probably 3 or 4 times. And to be honest with you, I took a few too many ibuprofen trying to get rid of this pain. And so I would start with like 2 and 3 and then another one. And I know that's not good, but I did it. And and the worst sometimes was like, my back is on fire. Why is my mid back on fire? And then as that seemed to move through my body as the days passed, I had that for I think 3 times. And then it was my hips. And my hips were like in pain. And then it would move down my legs and like a burning and aching. And I thought, what is this? So all of that was pretty painful. Now, my lungs did not get attacked. In the last few days, I am a little bit raspy. You can hear that in my voice. But for the 3 weeks, it's actually 3 weeks tonight when it started, I wasn't dealing with that. I was just dealing with fatigue and confusion and At night, I would just like at night, I would just dread because I knew I would wake up with the burning, and it was just awful. So that was really hard. I didn't even know what to do with myself with that burning going on. It woke me up early one morning. I don't get up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I go to bed about, well, then I was sleeping probably 9, 10 hours a night. So I probably went to bed about 2:30, woke up at 8 with just so miserable. Then I took the ibuprofen and it was just, yeah, it was bad. So, but I felt blessed that I was not getting attacked. My respiratory system was not getting attacked. So it made me feel safer because I thought, first of all, I was surprised I even got COVID. And I got to tell you, I haven't been like super duper careful and doing everything the past year and a half. I haven't. I just feel like I walk in divine health and I felt like God would cover me and I'd be okay. Well, now I got COVID and so I'm a little bit more cautious, a little bit more like, God, why did this happen? This was, not bad like some people. I feel bad saying my symptoms were bad when some people are in the hospital on a respirator. Some people die from this. I mean, but my version of it wasn't bad like that, but it had some really tough symptoms. Um, so yeah, so there was that, and then I'd have like strange dreams, and yeah, it was like this COVID is weird. It's just you could tell it's of the devil, it's of the devil. And so so then my second week. So that was like my first week. Then my second week, um, I began to feel a strange thing that I still don't understand. I still don't understand it, but I'll tell you about it. So I began to feel like dead on the inside. And I was afraid that it was like, God, I felt like somebody like had, drugged me and given me the snake bite. That's what it felt like. It felt like the light had gone out in me. And I'm going to tell you, initially when this first began happening, I was like, God, what happened? Did I get tricked? And there was no way that would happen. But because I was feeling the results of it, my mind began to get a little bit like fearful that did something happen and nothing did. I was never at the doctor's. I did the test and that was it. Pardon me, hang on one second. And but I felt it on the inside. It's like, how did this get me? Because I didn't do anything other than get tested. And so this was, it was so strange. And I was like, God, if I have done anything wrong, if I have any sin to repent of, I felt that the light had gone out. I felt the verse in Revelation 18:23. So I'm going to read that verse real quick here. Revelation 18:23, and this is in the Amplified. And never again shall the light of a lamp shine in you, and the voice of the bridegroom and bride shall never be heard in you again. For your businessmen were the great and prominent men of the earth, and by your magic spells and poisonous charm all nations were led astray, seduced, and deluded. So that is what I was feeling. It was so strange, and I was feeling like, God, how did they get me? How did they get me? Because I'm feeling like I'm dead on the inside. Now this lasted for a couple of days, and I still don't understand it. I've asked God since then because now I am my normal self again. And it's like my lamp is shining again on the inside. But for a couple days, it was just like a darkness. And I thought, is this COVID, is this what people feel? I looked it up, I searched it. Are people feeling dead on the inside when they experience COVID? And whatever version, whatever strain that they had, gotten, I didn't find anything. And so I'm still not certain what that was, why that happened, and why God allowed me to feel it. But I'm going to tell you this, it was scary. And I don't know if the people that have taken the snake bite will end up feeling like that, but it felt like, to feel, for me, it was like dead in my spirit, like down here in my spirit, in my heart. And I kind of panicked and I just said, God, did I do something that I don't remember that would, or did they get me? It felt like that, because that's exactly what's going on. They're trying to attack as many people as they can with this thing. And so that was so strange and kind of scary. And so I'm very glad to be through my symptoms, 21 days. I feel like myself. I'm sleeping like myself. I was going to bed, believe it or not, I am such a night owl. I was going to bed at like 2 in the morning. I could not stay up. And I wanted to stay on that schedule because it's a little better than what I usually do. But even in the last couple nights, I've been up till about 4 in the morning again, reading my books and doing my stuff. So, yeah, that's me. So I thought, well, I'm back. But so I had that experience, and that was kind of scary, and I missed a fair amount of work. I did do my group on Zoom a few times from home, which I don't care for Zoom meetings. I just don't. They don't work well for treatment for me. So that was a challenge. But everything was a challenge. So yeah, so there was that. But I did post on Facebook that, at first I posted about, I thought it was coming down with it. And then when it was confirmed, and I had a lot of people praying for me. So I feel good about that too. So I wanted to share that crazy, scary last 3 weeks. And I'm going to tell you, I still feel so grateful and so blessed to have my health again, even though my voice still kind of dries out a little bit. Yeah, I'm back. So praise the Lord. I do not want that again. That's for sure. So I'm going to have to hurry up a little bit here. I got about 8 minutes left, less than that, 7 minutes. And I want to share that a couple of videos I came across, which were pretty interesting. And I don't know if you're familiar with Jimmy Evans, but he has his show Tipping Point, his YouTube channel, Tipping Point, and he teaches about the end times on this. He also does a lot of marriage teaching and that sort of thing. So, and I used to watch him on like Joni Table Talk and stuff like that, but I'm divorced and the whole thing, so it just never really like applied like people that are actually in a Christian marriage. And so, but yes, I'm familiar with Jimmy Evans, and I like him. So he had on his show Pastor Billy Crone, and Crone is spelled Crone. And they did 2 shows. They did one on November 17th and then one on November 24th. The one that they recorded on November 17th is called Hybrids and Super Soldiers. So it's interesting. That one's 22 minutes long. And Pastor Billy has a webpage called Get a Life Ministries. And the book that he refers to on his interview with Jimmy is called Hybrids, Super Soldiers, and the Coming Genetic, am I saying that right? Genetic Apocalypse. And he has a DVD set and a 2-volume book set, and he also has online streaming and download versions of this information. And I think I'm going to get the 2-volume book set for $39. Now, he has a number of other things on his page here, but that's the one I'm interested in. So what he talks with Jimmy about is AI. And I found that interesting because when I've listened to Elon Musk on certain interviews, just interview clips, not whole interviews, but interview clips, Elon has shared concerns several times about AI taking over and getting out of control, getting in the wrong hands, that kind of thing. And he's expressed that many times in various interviews with people about the dangers of AI and literally creating a monster. Now, Elon, from what I can tell, does not know God, um, and does not know about the end times and doesn't know about that sort of thing, but he does know that AI is very potentially dangerous. So, the little blurb at the top of Jimmy's first video says, "Today I interview Pastor Billy Crone about the coming genetic apocalypse and how technological advancements are contributing to the end times." Yes. Um, and then the second video, which was done on November 24th, so these are both really recent, is Unstoppable Artificial Intelligence Invasion. And this interview is about 20 minutes long, and they're both really interesting. I'll put both links and his website, Pastor Billy's website, in the description box. So look for that. They're talking about the role that AI will play in the end times. And so you probably feel like I do that there are there's like so many pieces to what's going on that sometimes it's hard to put it all together. Let me tell you that it seems that neither Jimmy nor Pastor Billy believe that the snake bite is, in fact, the mark of the beast. It appears that they do not. Now, I am leaning towards I was going to say the fact, but the possibility that it is. And so when you watch these videos, you'll see they'll mention that a little bit. There's not a whole lot about that, but a little bit about the mark of the beast, and how that's upcoming once the Antichrist emerges. There are so many factors in the snake bite that sure lead people to believe that that is in fact the case. So do I hope it's not? Yes, because then we have time to reach more people. It's been very, very hard for me to know so many people that have taken this and feeling like their eternity is just sealed and done. And I, my whole Christian life, I've been around people that I want them to get saved. I want them to get saved. I keep hoping, waiting, praying, believing, witnessing when I can, that kind of thing. And at least as long as when that back door is open, when that door is open to it, there was always the possibility of it, even when it was, like seeming like people were resisting like forever. And once it became apparent that this end time agenda, in fact, may be the mark of the beast, because there are several people with, that are committed Christians on YouTube with YouTube channels that have believed that. Well, just a heads up that Jimmy and Pastor Billy don't seem to believe that at all. But that doesn't mean that AI doesn't play a role in what's ahead. So I wanted to, I'll share these links in the description box. My voice is trying out and my time is almost gone. So yeah, I just wanted to get on here and share a couple of things with you. And I'd love to read your comments if you've heard from anyone that they have felt like me, dead on the inside. Like I felt like Revelation 18:23 during COVID. If you know of anyone that has experienced that, will you share that with me? Because I'm still like, God, why did that happen? I'm glad it did. It was interesting now that I'm me again. But it scared me. And I find that kind of alarming. But I want to hear from you. So I got about 5 seconds left. So anyway, have a good week, fam, and I'll see you soon. God bless you.